Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be showing you the process that I use to make digital art. When I have an idea for a digital drawing, I'll usually make a messy sketch with the idea just to get it on the screen. After that, I'll either redraw the sketch or clean it up depending on how bad it is. I also try to make a clean sketch because I do not make line art. Line art is not an enjoyable process for me. I really don't like it, so I've adapted to just skipping it and making a clean sketch instead. Coloring is usually a pretty simple process for me because I try to make a color palette before even starting the sketch. I also usually make one base color to start coloring and then put that layer on Protect Alpha, basically like a clipping mask, so that I can easily color manually. I color manually because the autofill tool doesn't usually work well with my sketches, and I'm not that great at using the lasso fill tool because I feel like I always have to color manually after using it. Rendering is usually the longest part of the process for me, but it's pretty simple. I usually start by changing the color of my sketch in some places like where the skin is, so it's easier to render. I usually just paint over the face, starting with like the shadows and the highlights and certain colors that I want to change, basically so that the coloring doesn't look flat. Then I'll move to the hair, and then I'll do the clothes, and in this case I did the hands last. Throughout the whole process, I usually try to only use the watercolor brush, and I have it on a kind of high opacity during the sketching, and I turn it down when I get to rendering so that it can have a soft feeling. And with this process so far, it only uses 3 layers. Just one for the coloring that goes under the sketch, and then the rendering layer goes over the sketch. I also change features during the rendering, like if my proportions were off, I'll use the lasso tool to edit and change those features. The last step in my process is what I call cleanup, because I start by erasing anything that I don't want to be in the drawing. Then I add shadows by making new layers. The shadow layer will be on multiply and the highlight layer will be on add. And then I'll do things like the background and any other elements of the drawing, and of course my watermark, and then the drawing is done.